Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Wized live stream with Julian Galuzzo from Memberstack. Why? Because this is the Memberstack and Wized SaaS competition highlights. We have so much cool stuff to share with you about this whole competition. It kind of blew us away. We're so impressed with what happened, and we had to plan this live stream just to talk about it. We couldn't go right into judging. We had to first just go wow at everybody that was a part of this. Julian, how are you doing? How are you feeling after this 2 weeks of just amazing competition here?
I am great. Thank you for having me here. And the competition was, I would say, surprising in a ton of ways, and all of those ways are good. The things that some of you built, and the fact that a lot of you came from having maybe used Wizd or MemberStack once. Some of you had literally never touched either one of the tools before the competition, and some of these are just insane. I can see at the very least 5 or 6 of these going on to become super successful products and within our industry, which is awesome. And something that really surprised me was I actually geared up my time and prepared to just be one-on-one in the trenches with all of you, helping you figure things out. And people, you just figured it out. I My workload there was very little. I thank you for that, and I'm just impressed top to bottom.
I think we're going to see in the future, maybe 6 months, 1 year, the success from this competition. Like you said, I think some of these applications will be successful. We'll know about these applications in the future, and maybe even some of the leading tools for the ecosystem. So yeah, I just can't say it enough how cool it is to see people starting businesses and starting side projects and starting all these great applications using Wizd and MemberStack. Huge success. So before we get too far into it, let's go to the chat here. Let's say hello to everybody. And if you're here watching live, please tell us where you are from. And also tell us if you took part in the competition. I'm sure some of you are people who built web apps and submitted them. And I'm sure some people are just here to watch and have some fun. So tell us where you're from and what you're doing here. And let's go to the top of the chat here and say hello to Robert. This competition was great encouragement to push hard to launch. I love it. Sometimes you just need that little push, that little um, the hand that helps you move forward. And I'm glad that this competition was able to do that for you. Let's say hello to Josh Lopez. Hello from Memberstack. Hey Josh, how you doing? Sylvan, hello. We have X Adam in the house. How you doing? What's up? What's up? Sylvan, Lucas. We have William Attaway. And now let's get into some of these locations. OMG, Fitz Fahad. Learning Wiz at the moment. Competition was too soon to me. Best of luck, everyone. Well, guess what? We were just talking before this stream that we have to do this again. Julian, we got on this pre-show, and what did you say to me?
Yeah, so this was just awesome in so many different ways, and we were thinking we cannot let it end right here. So, something that we definitely want to discuss, nothing has been announced yet, is turning this into a possibly yearly competition involving more players in the space to really just give everyone a yearly excuse to not only launch a business, but also get great exposure, learn, and everything. Because this can't be a one-time thing. It was too good to be a one-time thing.
Totally agree. Imagine having almost like a Y Combinator type thing where every year there's a new series of investments that they make. Well, maybe each year there could be a new series of applications that launch under a competition like this. Nice concept. But we're just talking about it now. There's no final plans, right? Just we know that it was a success and something will happen in the future. So you'll have another chance. Let's say hello to Glenn from the UK, Josh from Montana, Zay from Brazil. We have Danny from Mira Studio, Hi, everyone. Greetings from Spain. Hello, hello. OMJ, OMFG from Manchester, United Kingdom. We have Lucas from Southern California. Hello, hello. Kel Peel from Austin. And DeAndre from Nashville. That's it for the hellos. We've said lots of hellos. Now, let's get into the reason why we're having this stream. Julian, can you share your screen? And please tell us what happened in these last 2 weeks.
Yes, so I am about to share my screen, and what I really wanted to do here is just go through some of the submissions. Can't go through all of them, and doesn't necessarily mean these are only the best submissions, but we're going to go through them. I think it is super interesting for all of us to see what other people are building. I don't know how many people have been able to test other tools, so on and so forth, but I am really excited. There are actually a few of these that I am so hyped to use as soon as they go live. So I want to push for that. And yeah, basically, we're just going to go through that right now. Nothing's going to be a demo or anything like that. Basically, I personally tested all of these myself yesterday, and I want to do the same thing with you now. So, anyways, I will stop talking and I will share my screen. So here we are. And the first thing that I want to open over here, everyone can see, right, Joe?
Looking great.
Beautiful. All right. So this first one is called Hey Advisor. And the reason why I thought this was so interesting is because the business was essentially built using Webflow and Memberstack, and it's doing quite well. Super quick overview of what it is. It is turning content into a software for financial advisors to share branded stuff with them. Not to get too deep into it, but basically, Sammy from Hey Advisor hit the limit of just using a CMS and a member management tool. Let's call it Memberstack. And she brought Wized into this and completely transformed it into something really, really scalable and powerful with Memberstack, Wized, Xano, and Webflow, which I think is absolutely awesome. Really, I just love seeing that. Moving on to the next one here, what we've got is website. And website is just honestly looking at this from the start, like to think that this was built in 2 weeks is ridiculous to me. But anyways, it was. And basically what this is as we can see here, I can go ahead and enter. Let's go to the Memberstack site and enter that in just to see what we're going to get. It is going to give us a audit of our website using AI and some stuff like Lighthouse, and I'm not sure what else, but that is super, super cool. Something that I think a lot of us would want. We'll see if this gets back to us, and then we'll move on to the next one, which is Studio Form Pro. And Studio Form Pro, Studio Form was already in the works before. It is a multi-step form solution for Webflow, and it's just so smooth. First of all, the dashboard itself just looks absolutely beautiful. And then moving on to what it actually spits out. So if we go, I believe it is this contact page right over here. I have one, and open that just with one click. All you need to do, and then you have this beautiful, fully customizable in Webflow multi-step form. This is awesome. I want to actually make Memberstack components using Studio Form. So again, really just something awesome that I think a lot of us are going to love. And then we have Sending Flow. So Sending Flow from Petite Hack, who I know at least one of the members of their team is here with us today. This is something that is totally missing from the Webflow space, and that is an email management tool. So when you get a form sent through your Webflow site, what do you do with it? Does it go into MailerLite? Does it go into MailChimp? Where does it go and how does it get there? This is a tool specifically for Webflow where you can set up automations. They have a whole campaign builder that is just insane. And something I just want to say, I know we all know this, but I need to say it again. This is built in Webflow. Like this front end is done in Webflow, and then using Wized and Memberstack, all of the magic is happening. If you told me 2 years ago that this right here could be, and it all works, could be built in Webflow, I wouldn't believe you for a second. Like insane how this was built. Not even to mention in 2 weeks, but the fact that it was built using Webflow, just hopefully what I want to say for all of us is that whatever we thought before, no code, low code could get you so far, and then you need to switch to code. You might need to remove that notion from your brain because maybe it's not possible, and or maybe it's all possible. Next thing that I want to show here is Xweave, and Xweave has a simple use case, but also a very popular one, and that is to add tweets to your website. So at the moment, what it does, we have this beautiful attribute-based onboarding and everything, and then once we add it to our site, I'm going to go into my test site here and unfortunately give you a very hideous example, but using attributes, we link everything up and we connect our X account, our Twitter account to the tool. And then when we pop it open, it is going to automatically get us a feed of tweets, as you can see here, totally unstyled, but all of this pulling directly from the Memberstack Twitter/X, which is super cool and a lot of people need to do. The next one that I want to show is going to be huge. I am totally sure of it, and it is called Styling. And this is actually a Webflow app. And because of that, we're waiting on, or Danny, Mira Studio, if I'm not wrong, is waiting on Webflow's approval to actually turn it into a Webflow app, but it's done. I've seen it. And this is, hopefully I'm explaining it right, a style guide manager for Webflow. But it's not only that. Using Styling, you can share style guides with other people and import them into any Webflow project. So think about, for example, how do we all start a Webflow project? The client first clonable. What if instead of cloning that with the banner and everything at the start, you just opened up the Webflow app and clicked import, and it imported it to your site? Danny sent a super long, or like 20-minute video with the submission, and it was just jam packed with different features that this thing is going to do. I am hyped for this, and I think it can change a lot of things in our space. But that is something that is very high level, and it's going to be built upon. Another use case for things that you can build are just simple solutions to problems. And one of those problems is 404 pages are boring. So why don't we add games to it? And we had this submission error arcade, which is so simple, but I just think is so awesome. So if we go here to my testing site and open this page, as long as I didn't mess it up, as we can see, we now have a working game of Pong in one click on our 404 page, which is something I think all sites could just benefit from. Make your 404 page better, guys. A lot of people are looking at it. And another thing that's simple, but just so well done is over here, we have flow transitions. And I would highly doubt that any one of us who's been a Webflow developer for more than 6 months has not had a time where they either had to or wanted to build page transitions. And this just makes it super easy. So you sign up, you select from your transitions, and then you can configure the colors, the types, everything like that. So I've already done this. And if I want to go back in, it took me maybe a minute to make this work. And then after that, I probably spent 25 minutes just messing around with it and trying different things. It's so cool. And look at this. It works perfectly with my animations. It's so smooth, that easy, like 2 lines of code, and it was installed. Again, something really simple that I think just almost every Webflow developer could benefit from. And the next thing that we have, I think, is a really, really cool idea. And that is flow gems. Now, I was trying to actually explain this one to my wife, who is not a Webflow developer, and it wasn't easy. So hopefully I can explain this well to you all. Flow gems is basically, let's say, the creator economy for the Webflow space. So you sign up for flow gems and you get an amount of credits every month. You as a Webflow developer. Along with that, you can share little gems or snippets of things that you did to your Webflow site. So for example, let's pick one that I haven't used, I don't think. This one here, text reveal on scroll. Yes. And I could claim this gem. And if I do this, it's going to give me the instructions to get it installed. There'd be some, tutorial here of how I can do it, maybe a video too. And with that, you as the Webflow developer who added this gem are going to get paid. So I think it's really, really cool and something that I would love to see go on to have a whole bunch of gems, as they're called. And another thing that I wanted to show, which isn't necessarily working yet, but it's too cool to not show, is by Manuel Ogomigo. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Awesome developer. And This is in Webflow built a tool like Figma to make open graph images. And as you can see here, this is a design tool. I made this ridiculous open graph image. I hope you enjoy it. And I can use this to generate an open graph image for my collection pages. I can add in variables over here. As we can see, page name default is my site. So in this text over here, okay, I can't edit it, but this one's a work in progress, but it's just, who would have thought that you could make a tool like this in Webflow? Because I certainly wouldn't. Just awesome. You had to see that. Next one I want to show here is Monolith. And Monolith I thought was really interesting because as someone who has owned a company before, when you're bringing on new employees, what do you have? A Notion document or what's it going to be? I think there's a lot of agency owners in here who can relate to that pain. And Monolith is basically a tool that's made to make onboarding new employees super simple. So you'd set it up, you have one place to go right over here. You can add new employees, and everything is going to be in one place. Companies have a profile, and the UI of this, or should I say the experience, is just so refreshing because it's so simple but so clean. This is something that I think can also really, really bring a lot of benefits to a lot of us. And something that I really just had to show here, the link is not working to click, so I'm going to just paste it in, is this right here, UI Rise. And what this does, which kind of boggles my mind, to be completely honest with you, is you upload a site just like this. Let me just quickly find something from my screenshots, like the Memberstack site. And what it's going to do is it's going to analyze it and spit out a framer template. And the reason why it boggled me is because, well, it's giving me framer templates, but it's built in Webflow. And if this returned Webflow templates, like, it works. We see there's a similarity ranking. I uploaded the Memberstack site. Whoever here knows the Memberstack site knows that they've got the same kind of vibes to this. I forget the name of the creator of this. Please do this for Webflow templates. That would be amazing. And the next one that I want to show you, when William, I believe is his name, submitted this, I was looking at it and thinking, dude, no way you're building this in 2 weeks. No way you're building this in 2 weeks. And well, he built it in 2 weeks. And what that is AI powered A/B testing. So literally, you enter your domain. It is going to scan your site for everything. It's going to determine who your target audience is. And then it's going to give you a script to embed on your site. And it's going to run A/B tests automatically for you using what it generated from AI. So hopefully you now agree. How was this built that fast? And I'm going to try to show you super quickly here. If I go ahead and open this homepage, which already has a script, so very good. I am just going to quickly copy that in so you can see the flow back up here to ABWise. I'm going to paste that in. It's going to get started and start scanning. It's going to take a minute. And basically, let me see if this is running right now on this one, because from my testing, it seems to split based on the browser. No, okay, so this one is home. Maybe another one would be something different. But back over here, as we can see, okay, in this case, it couldn't target one. Let me go back and try the Memberstack site just so you can see. It's a little buggy like a lot of these tools, but these are things that were built that fast. So that is to be expected. As we can see here, it spat out a target persona, value proposition, problems, features, and I can edit these if it's got anything wrong. And then if I click generate variants, it's going to select those and generate some new ideas for different ways that the copy could be written. And after that, it's going to give me a script. I add it to my site and boom, it is done. Like, I don't know how this was built in that amount of time. This, once it's a full complete product, is just insane. So anyways, let's see. Let's move on now to another one that is just really, really, really well built. So, okay, this is done. Didn't generate text variants right now. Sometimes it did in testing, sometimes it didn't. Nonetheless, awesome product. And then what we've got is, there we go, Warp Domains. And Warp Domains is basically a way for you to get creative business names through AI. So it's going to give you domain names, and it can also have you check to see if those domain names are available. So let's go in here. And something I want to say about this is just it looks amazing. It looks like a really refined and polished product. Which is not something common that you would get in 2 weeks. I've used all of my credits, so I can't show you exactly that right now. But even I can go back here and we can see some of the things that were generated. And we can see they're unchecked here. I can click this and it's going to check for me to see if the domain name is available. So that one's not. This one, I imagine would be, but I don't know. Um, so also, there we go. That one's available. Really cool use of AI, really well built tool. I love this. I love everything about it. And finally, last one that we're going to show here on this stream is Critiflex. And this was built by Lucas Tabelli, again, if I'm saying that one correct. And this is one that I guess hit home for me just because I have been an agency owner. I've also worked in agencies, and something that just made me fume all the time was the placement of client feedback. Maybe it would be, this was pre Webflow comments, but maybe it would be in Slack. Maybe it would be in an email. Maybe it would be in ClickUp or Trello or Monday or whatever that client happened to be using. And it was just impossible to keep up with deadlines when you don't even know where your job is at. So Critiflex was made to centralize website feedback from your clients. And as we can see here, I can go ahead and add a project. I can invite collaborators. And when I go to my dashboard, me as a Webflow developer, I'm going to see my feedback right over here. I can mark things as complete, manage my projects over here. Just awesome. So that's the stuff that I wanted to show today. I've got a whole lot of tabs open here. And again, just how how did you all do
Yeah,
this?
that is so impressive. How many smart people are in this community? Jeez. I, the fact that these were built, even if you said it took 2 months to build some of these, it would be impressive. And it was 2 weeks. So, I mean, imagine these creators put another 2 weeks into these products and another 2 weeks and another 2 weeks. I mean, this a little bit speechless, to be honest. Like I just keep saying the same thing over because my mind is blown with how much you can get done in such a little time. I mean, think like you said last year, if somebody told you this was built in Webflow, you would think it was not true, right? You wouldn't believe them.
No way.
Imagine 5 years ago, 10 years ago, these kind of tools would take months of development, maybe years, maybe over a year of development, some of these tools. And now we're building them in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think that says something, right? That says something about the future. That says something about the growth, I think, of the industry that we're in, this low code industry. Um, I just love it. Congratulations to everybody who participated. I'm just so happy with what I saw, really.
Same. That just I know we've said this a million times, but I can't believe that that was 2 weeks. Everything built was amazing. I wish I could have shown everything, but I think we got to see kind of some of the things that are now possible. And honestly, Joe, like this would have, even now, if you look into traditional development, the amount of time that these things would take, and, not to say anything bad about traditional development, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have Wized or Memberstack or Webflow. But the things that are now possible, like so many of you, I'm sure will be successful. And I hope we were able to show something that just, I want to say, bothered me for a while was the amount of times I would hear people say, yeah, you're going to hit a brick wall, you're going to hit a limit, low code's not going to work for that long, maybe it's for an MVP. And now the things that we can see that are possible, and there's no reason you would hit a wall. Like for MemberStack and its purposes, you can have a 10 million member platform and it won't be an issue for you. And I'm not going to speak on Wizd, but I don't see any reason why it would be.
Nope, completely scalable. You can have millions. We just quoted an enterprise project that asked for over 100 million views per month. We just quoted that. So, yes, 100 million views per month can support can be supported on Wized. So yeah, you can actually build a real scalable application if you build it right. The only reason your application wouldn't be scalable is if you don't build it to be scalable, right? Both of these platforms have the ability for you to maintain your infrastructure for years into the future, which is just cool, right? These are not just MVPs. They can be, but they don't have to be. We have a lot of clients and a lot of customers that use this stack for their primary business application, which is just cool. I love it. That those are exactly the type of people we want using our tools. So yeah, I think all the people that submitted get a little bit of help from us, right? We're giving free memberships for I believe a year to these contestants. So we want to help you grow this into something bigger, right? This is not just 2 weeks, see if you won, and then drop it. We're encouraging everybody to stay on with their application, continue sharing it with us, continue sharing it with the community, and I'd love to look back months into the future and see the progress of some of these applications. And like you said, I want to use some of them. That's cool.
Yeah. Yes. And I just realized, I believe there was something that there was a couple things I forgot to show. There are some other really cool ones. And something else that I want to mention is that this is not just so I know some people were saying they're kind of new to these tools. They weren't able to join in on the competition. Well, yes, you're not going to get the year memberships for free and you're not going to win the prizes. That being said, I think the biggest benefit of the competition is that we want to actually help you grow. And as we could see, we've been sharing stuff from the contestants. And in my eyes, that's not something that needs to stop. Our goal is for you all to build successful businesses. Because if you do, that means we're building a successful business. And as you continue to build things, we want to continue to help you. We want to continue to answer questions and just amplify your message. So I'm just so glad we were able to do this. And I guess the next thing to mention is just kind of next steps and what we're going to be doing, just because the amount of submissions was surprising. The amount of great submissions was extremely surprising. And we quickly realized that our few days turnaround for judging isn't going to happen. So that's why we booked this one to go through some submissions. And then what we're going to be doing is throughout this week, we have 8 judges, 4 from Memberstack, 4 from FinSuite. And we are going to be trying everything and we are going to be individually ranking everything by which one we like the most. By the end, it is going to create an aggregate score, and then that is how we will determine who's first, who's second, and who's third. We won't be sharing all of the rankings just because I wouldn't quite enjoy saying you finished last place. But that is what's going to happen. And next week, we are going to be going live again to share the winners and possibly as well talk about when the next one is going to be. No confirmation on that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel good about it. It was too successful, like we said. Great. Okay, so I want to say something that I've been thinking about during this competition that I think is really powerful, and it's about enabling the creator community, which is exactly what we're doing today. And really, I think the mission for a lot of SaaS companies in this low code space, creating this creator environment. I like to think that there are 3 different types of applications, 3 levels. Level 1, applications that help you do something better. They're just helping your productivity, they're helping your workflow, they're helping you do what you're doing each day. Maybe Slack would be a good example of that. Great tool, level 1. Level 2, tools that help you get to the next level and do something a little bit more that you normally wouldn't be able to do. I think a great example here is attributes, right? You're not going to do something wildly unique and different with attributes, but it is going to help you take it to the next level, right? You implement a big filter system and wow, I really did something that I wouldn't normally be able to do. That's level 2. Level 3, this is now the pinnacle of this type of software, where this software is actually helping you change your career and change your professional life. Webflow is a perfect example of a level 3 SaaS. And the reason is people use Webflow and they have completely changed the trajectory of their earnings, their family life, what they do. I am one of those people, and I'm very grateful for it. And this is a clear level 3, right? Taking you to that next level. Slack is not going to take you to the next level. You're not going to start using Slack and change your life. You're not going to start using attributes and change your life. Maybe better in some instances, but not change your life. From what we've seen in the past 2 weeks, I think it's really clear proof that both Wized and Memberstack are level 3 SaaS applications. These tools that are literally enabling you to change your professional life by creating an application, by building something for a client that lets you double or triple your normal rates, right? We are seeing people building, I know with Wizd, that used to charge X, and now they are charging 5X, or in some instances, 10X. There are people that are doing so well, and they've literally changed their life. And that's level 3. And we are seeing that today. We are seeing that for the whole 2 weeks here, that people building these applications really have a chance to do something different, to earn this income, different from what they're used to today. So this is powerful. This is something I'm going to continue thinking about, and I encourage all of you to continue thinking about, right? Being able to interact and use and experience an application that can change your life is powerful. And I know we at the Wiz team, I know you at the Memberstack team are just thrilled to be part of that transformation. So just really passionate about this. I see the passion in the projects. I didn't speak to anybody part of the competition. I just was reviewing from a distance, and I can feel the passion through these applications, because I know that it was really challenging to finish these, right? We see all these beautiful dashboards and everything looks great, but these people worked their butts off. I know they did, because that's really hard to do in 2 weeks. So, yeah, we're part of it. It's exciting. We're passionate. You're passionate. And we are here to help you continue your growth and really find success with Webflow. So, that was a little rant there. I've been thinking about it. I wanted to share it. Julian, what are your thoughts about that? And what are your, I think, final closing words here, right? We're about to smooth down this stream.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, the fact that I'm here talking on this live, did this competition to begin with, like, you guys are not looking at a senior developer. You're looking at someone who, you know, a year ago had could barely write a single line of code for himself. Like, we're talking HTML and CSS, and I learned how to do these things. And if I was a freelancer, I would be able to charge way more purely based on that, or an agency or whatever it may be. It truly is like what you said about our lives being changed from Webflow is completely true. Like, I was able to do so many things, go to a completely different country, live an amazing life thanks to Webflow. And there's no end in life. You can only level up personally, professionally, and to me, this is the next step to go from the amazing position that Webflow has put me in to something even more. And I'm just super excited. I'm super excited for all of you. And really, I'm excited for the industry, because if you look back to, I'm going to say 4 years ago, which is not a lot of time for any industry, the things that people were able to do and the things that people thought were possible with low code tools was not even 5% of what is readily available today. And to think what it's going to be in another 5 years, I have no idea. I'm just excited to be along for the ride. And I'm sure you all are too. That's it.
Uh, oh yeah, I'm very excited. I'm in the fast
Well,
lane. I love it. So great. This was the competition highlight stream. We're not judging today. We will be judging this week. Follow us on X. You could follow us personally, but more importantly, follow Memberstack on X, follow Wized on X, and we are going to be tweeting about all the things that this competition, the progress of the voting and the competition and the next live stream and everything else that's going on with this competition. So stay up to date. Come and hang out with us next week, and we will share who won this competition. Very exciting. Thank you, Julian, so much for coming on this stream, and looking forward to judging with you throughout the week.
likewise, I'm excited, and everyone, best of luck, and we'll see you next week.